Our Wyopreps.com Girls Athlete of the Week this week, presented by our great friends at Blue Cross Blue Shield of Wyoming, is Star Valley senior Valerie Jirak. Had a great Friday, Saturday, I should say, at the Stacy Dragila High School Open in Pocatello, Idaho. And Valerie joins me right now. Valerie, congratulations. Great weekend. So you won two events, both school records. How did that feel last weekend in terms of indoor track and your performance?
It felt pretty great. I mean, working hard, training all over the summer. And so it felt good to put in the times and the marks that I did.
How would you kind of assess how the start to the indoor track season's gone for you?
I think it's gone as pretty much expected so far, and it's exciting to see everything pan out the way it has. I mean, we've had, I think, what was it, 2 meets so far only? And so still got more to come. This weekend, we're going to go to the Olympic Oval and yeah, hopefully get some more records and stuff.
Now, obviously, you're not quite as busy at these early meets as maybe you will be at the state championships. Trying to kind of, I guess, warm yourself up to full throttle here a little bit?
Yeah, so I don't know, just focusing on like each individual event at the meet so far. So like the first meet was more the 200 and long jump and the 60 kind of towards that way. And then the last one was the 400 and high jump. And so just trying to hit high marks in those. So when we come into the state meet that we have good marks set up for us.
You dominated up in Pocatello last weekend. I mean, as I mentioned at the top, you set a couple school records. What does that mean to you to kind of have your name at the top of the charts in some events?
It means a lot. I mean, I think it means a lot more towards like our town and my family and everything to be able to like go out and represent everybody.
Guys like me who like to talk about it in the media. You dominated, as I mentioned, though. You won by, I think, 5 inches in the high jump, which is a pretty good margin. But then you won by 5 seconds, and were the only one under a minute in the 400. What happened in that race in the 400?
So I just went out and went with race tactic. It felt like a pretty easy race, honestly, because I was just focusing on race tactic. I know I say that, but just I ran so many 400s this summer because I was like, you know what? I don't want to feel that pain from it. So I just went out there, focused on the race tactic that I had been lining up in my head for almost like the whole week before. And so it all panned out well.
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, because an easy 400 to those of us everyday Joes. Yeah, I'd probably be dying by about halfway through that. For the high jump, what were your kind of expectations going in the high jump?
So that might have been my last high jump for the indoor season. So we were shooting for 5.6 because we got close at the meet before. And I don't know what happened, honestly. Like, I don't know if it was the adrenaline. It was kind of like how do I explain it? It was like an out of body experience when I got up there. It was just motor skills and I guess the grace of God that somehow I got over 5.7.
All right. Well, congratulations on both records and for winning both events. That's a big meet, and I don't think a lot of people understand. Can you put in perspective just what that competition's like there in Pocatello at the Stacy Dragila?
Yeah, I definitely believe it's a lot harder because you have those club teams from Utah, Idaho, all those people that are up there like nationally ranked. And I think it's a great atmosphere to go out and put some high times in because you have that great competition.
Well, congratulations on an outstanding weekend, and congrats on our weekly honor.
Thank you.
One of our Athlete of the Week honors, presented by our great friends at Blue Cross Blue Shield of Wyoming, goes to Roany Proffit, a wrestler from Kemmerer High School out there in southwestern Wyoming. Became a three-time Ronthon champion this past weekend in Riverton. And Roany, I know you talked with our Frank Gambino after it happened, but now you've had a few days to let it kind of sink in. I guess, what are your thoughts reflecting back on winning a third belt there at the prestigious Ronthon?
It's quite the experience. It's kind of cool to see the list of people that I kind of leveled up with.
Yeah. Talk about your performance. What did it take for you to win a third one last weekend, and how would you assess how you wrestled?
It took a lot of focus and commitment. Like, I probably could have just gave up. I had 2 matches I got put to my back that I probably shouldn't have been there in the first place, but it took a lot of willpower to fight off and come back and work my way back into those matches.
What was the key? You mentioned getting on your back. What was your key to kind of to reversing things in your direction, you think?
I was really like focused and narrowed in on at the start of the tournament, and I knew that it's possible for me to do it again. And I figured, why not just go ahead and go for a third one, you know?
Gotcha. All right, so you accomplished that. Talk a little bit about where you think you're at in your season here. We're about a little less than a month away from the state championships. I know you probably have a goal of winning another one in mind, but where do you think you are as a wrestler individually?
I think there's still plenty of room for me to grow. I'm feeling pretty confident going into state this year. I'm feeling comfortable, but I really want to try to see how much I can elevate my wrestling for just the last month of this year.
Speaking of that, what does Coach Bullington and the staff there at Kemmerer have you working on right now to elevate your wrestling?
They have me working on chain wrestling, just constantly going at it and trying to eliminate all of my pauses that I've been having, trying to just smooth it out.
Is that taking shots? Is that, your defense? Is it, are there certain aspects that you're really focused in on?
I'm really focused on trying to, like, after my takedowns, I'm trying to work into something right as we hit the mat, try to just keep the chain going and just looking for places to score the entire time.
I gotcha. The Ronthon, how do you describe that atmosphere that you get to wrestle in there?
It feels really cool, that atmosphere. Like, I know people are watching me now, and I just try to think of putting on a show for everybody, trying to make it look fun and exciting, thrilling experience.
I gotcha. Well, congratulations on being a 3-time Ronthon. That is a very distinguished list, as you kind of talked about there early on. As you move forward here in these next couple of weeks, what is it going to take for you to kind of continue your successful season, you think?
Just looking for places to score, and I'm going to have to do a lot of off-season wrestling this year. I know last year I wasn't able to do as much as I wanted to, but this year I'm already getting ready to go to Virginia Beach with a few of my buddies, and I'm planning on All-American at the tournament.
Okay, so you got a more extended season, it sounds like, to come. So, well, hey, I just wanted to take a few minutes, kind of spotlight your great performance. Congratulations on being a 3-time champ. Thanks for the time today.
Of course. Thank you.
David Sutter from Wyopreps.com, and our Athlete of the Week honors are presented by our great friends at Blue Cross Blue Shield of Wyoming. We continue the conversation because we have a shared boys honor this week, 2 wrestlers, and we're talking with James Love from Lovell High School. The Bulldog senior picked up a Ronthon belt this past weekend at 285 pounds. And James, congratulations on the Ronthon title. Take me back to last weekend. What was it like for you to top all the competitors in that big field at the Ronthon?
Well, honestly, it's kind of like a lifelong goal that even when I was a little kid, I didn't know about Ronthon yet, but it's kind of just a lifetime goal that I've always wanted to do great things. And I knew going into the weekend, I had a lot of tough opponents. When I saw that I was ranked 2nd in the bracket, I was really excited about that because I was going to get to wrestle kids that I haven't seen before. And I knew that in the semifinals, I was probably going to face off against a kid I've wrestled quite a bit. And I was just really excited to go out there and get at it.
So how do you think you accomplished the title? What did it take in terms of your strategy and getting the right moves at the right time for you to come out on top in all your matches?
Really, just for me, it's like that whole week in the wrestling room, I just pushed myself, knowing that I know I can make it to the finals. And going into that finals match, I just had my music playing. I was just getting warm, and my strategy was take my shots where they are at, and if I'm on bottom, I need to get out of there as quickly as possible. And yeah, it's a real experience for me, honestly.
Yeah. Talk a little bit about your 100th pin, not 100th win, 100th pin, dude. That is a lot of pins in a high school career. You got in the semifinals, man. Congrats on that. What was that like to get 100 pins in your high school career in wrestling?
Oh, it was really exciting for me because I had no idea that I was even close to my 100th pin. I knew I had quite a few pins, but it wasn't until my mom showed me, she had her banner and stuff, and I was just so excited to see all that and get my 100th pin. So
yeah, and to accomplish it on the stage of a Ronthon, where you talked about maybe facing some guys you had seen, but there's also guys from higher classes that you
Yeah.
don't see all the time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. It's just kind of crazy that on that big of a stage I got it, and so
What's been the key to your success in your high school career?
um the key to my success is just really the people around me. Like I said before, like my mom, she really helps me out. Like when I need food or waters and stuff like that, she always brings it for me. And my coaches, like Ty Hacker, my head coach, he's really helped me. Coach DeWitt and his dad and Coach Hole, they just really everybody's helped me throughout my high school career and stuff. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Well, talk a little bit about, carrying this momentum forward. How do you keep things going in the right direction here in these last few weeks to get you ready for a good run at state, you think?
Sorry. Really just it's all about mindset,
Okay.
to be honest with you. Like going into the season, I really didn't have a good mindset. Like I just knew I needed to do like I had over expectations for myself. And like now after this big win, I've kind of just I gotta stay humble and like bring myself back down to earth. And yeah, it's I just gotta stay focused going into state,
Mm-hmm.
especially since me personally, I think that 2A is one of the toughest like divisions there is. Like even though we're small, we got quite a few good wrestlers and
Mm-hmm.
whatnot. So yeah.
I gotcha. Well, first of all, get healthy. It sounds like you might be a little under the weather, so I want you to get healthy. Number two, what has it meant to you to wrestle at Lovell, and kind of where does your passion for wrestling come from?
Um, Wrestling for Level is really great because we have such a like tight knit community,
Yeah.
and like not more of like not most of those bigger schools will probably have that. And like our wrestling team, we're really close. Like we just slowly gotten closer as the year goes on because we're a pretty young team.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, but also it's it's really been a great experience for me coming up through the ranks. Like when I was a little kid, I wrestled for Grable, and uh, now I wrestle for Lovell, and it's just I love being a bulldog, and it's just been great here. So
All right. Well, hey, I won't let you talk too much. I want you to get healthy, but hey, thanks for the few minutes. Congrats on the 100 pin and the Ronthon title. Appreciate your time today, man.
okay, thank you.